to begging for mercy, and I will never stop killing you. Oh shit.
Hey, Scarlet.
It's gaming, isn't it?
Yes,
No, I
it is.
said hi. I just said hi.
No! No! Gaming! 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 Deku, Deku! Revive me, revive me, revive me.
What the f-
What? What happened?
Oh, he sniped me!
Alrighty guys, well, today is something a little bit different. For a lot of you, we have not driven, we have not, driven in Europe for quite some time, and for most of it for a good reason. I had not gone situated since 1.57, because in 1.58 there were some issues going on, and in 1.59, I just didn't update to 1.59 because reasons, and now we're in 1.6. Now, of course, normally we drive in Japan. Normally we are driving through that, but I was gonna tell you I was gonna end up starting a new one. I am not. I am just going to basically we're just gonna go right on in, utilizing whatever we have available to us for this one. Um, but if you guys want to see, and you guys are probably watching this in the future, um, if you want to see content about updates or things that come in within EuroTruck, let me know. If you want to see them as an actual video style instead of just me going live and we drive and then we talk about it and then things, you guys can kind of see that. Or you guys want to see something else, just let me know, and we can hopefully get through a lot of that today. Um, we are live. We are roaring down in Europe now today instead of Japan, or instead of playing Final Fantasy 13, or instead of doing things in relation to that. I was not live yesterday afternoon because I was downloading, updating, and getting these things situated so that we can drive in Europe. Um, and that was the big thing that really put me through the pace on that. Um, I am going to tell you, if you guys know of a good place to where I can get like some good content, um, some good sound effects that I can utilize that's not related to Family Guy. And let me know, that way that I can have something available when I need two separate ones. I would like to have one when somebody I need to have like two separate ones that when somebody hits that follow button here on the Twitch side of things, I can push that. You can push that button and it will ding at me. And then when something like YouTube, when somebody comes in and it's their first time being in here, um, you know, I might have something like that with YouTube, or having something to the effect that that way, if somebody comes in even for super chats and things like that, I need to have it slightly different for each platform so that we are not picking the same thing up and over with. Um, but anyway, we are getting ourselves going. Hold on, there we go. Just need to get the chat a little bit bigger so that I can kind of see Twitch chat and stuff. 'Cause I do have the YouTube. I do have the YouTube chat and things, but I needed to have chat open for other things. Now, of course, there is some differences that I wanted to show you guys that if you're new around here and you haven't been anything, this is my own trucking logo that I've basically been utilizing, unless I'm in Japan. For it. Now, of course, if we go into services, I mean media, there's a new thing in the audio player. Do not activate these three here. Only that one will work. We also have the anime one available to us. I don't care. I am not there, but here is the map availability to all of us being directly usable on what we have available to us. Everything here is built upon Pro Mods, GMC community. Okay. But that's all I'm doing is just changing, upgrading a little bit of that music, shifting things around. Let's see what we have. We have 151 euros, in profit over the course of, and only at 45. Of course, with that, let me check the company, the services. I only have one other person through it all. That's all we've got available to us. We don't have much of anything in terms of stuff. But let me hit the drive button. I mean, not the drive, the jobs button. This is now going to allow us to use the external market. The external contracts. Well, we don't have anything there, so we'll just go to Munich. We'll just select. That's 30 hours. It's going down to Portugal. That is fine. But what I want to figure out, that's going to Great Britain. That's 33. I want to look at the best price per distance. That's the best one right now, taking the ergonomic down to Portugal. Now, we have a couple of things that did get changed that I did not notice in 1.6. And in 1.6 there is a new setup when it comes to the game itself. We're gonna set that destination, but I need to check that we 11 hours before we have to mandatory park. I gotta remember that we are not in Japan. And that we are in Europe. And we gotta remember that if we go to Great Britain, like we have countries, like if you go and you look at countries from across the countries, that when you go and you're in Europe, you go to UK. I don't understand the UK. I don't quite understand why the UK uses left-hand drive on the left side of the road. Where, as in Europe, they go right-hand. I don't understand why countries do this. Oh yes, but I do it because I need to be able to rotate a little bit better. I know it's not probably proper to do things like that. Hold on. Let me push my Windows key. Okay. Where, I don't understand why when you go from the United States to Canada, why we can't just all agree on utilizing the same freaking metric, using all the metric system, or utilizing all the same things throughout the world, using miles or using kilometers per hour, you know. I don't. Okay, I don't know if I am connected, but we are gonna take this. I might take the scooters though, because the scooters are only less. But I'm gonna just take you. We're here. We're gonna take it. If you are looking into getting into playing, if you are getting in and looking into playing Europe or playing in America, they're gonna be a little bit easier to make money compared to going into Japan. Just to be clear, compared to playing in Japan. Japan, if you're looking at playing just wanting a difficult challenge, I would recommend you go and watch Japan. Go play in Japan. You're gonna have a harder time making money, but it's a lot easier to. It's a lot, like, to me, I can drive on either side of the road. It does not bother me. I just have to remember, when it comes to I just have to remember that, if I'm playing in Japan, it's easy for me to remember because I'm just driving in one place. It's easier to remember when I'm driving in the UK. When I'm driving in just one portion of each. Country. If I know I'm driving in Japan, I know I'm driving on the left. But when it comes to driving from Europe, and you're driving into the Great Britain, or you're driving into countries that utilize that, it does make it challenging for me in terms of just picking, like, driving in UK. Like, when I'm sitting here know that I am driving directly on the right hand side of the road instead of left. I know that I'm driving right. I'm just yielding. Hey, I didn't know you were there. But yeah, in this game there is differences now between 1.59 is the biggest change that needs to be done. I need to go over here. We need to go and change disable. That's the only thing I need to change for it. I don't care about anything else. Company messages, fine. Info, interior infotainment, I like to leave that. Keep mirrors hidden. I don't keep the mirrors hidden, I just utilize. That's just keeping the widgets hidden. That I don't like to do. They could disable. I could disable and say only in exterior. Which indicators, enable technometer, only in the exterior. that can change for you based on that way. They do give you now more customizable information. The only difference is I'm going to turn back the technometer on here. And personally, vehicle adjustments. Adjust mirror, no. Adjust the seat. Adjusting the seat to sitting down probably will be ideal. Like we have our phone up there for it. But I'm wondering if I do hit X, if we take out, if we disable no, disable navigation, only exterior, but what I'm thinking is keep widget, no, I'm looking for I'm gonna put that background opacity up there. What I'm looking for is I can disable the interior infotainment system because I can now utilize the infotainment system and utilize my mirror utilize that for what I need. And you can set it up to the way that you want it to be set up. And you can like follow certain things and knowing that. But is it worth it? I would say it's up to you to decide how you want to set your Euro Truck Simulator up. Maybe I'll just set this out as a dedicated video for it. I do think that the only thing I would say that the technometer should really, that they should have that over there, is not here. Like that's available on both of them, but it's hard for me to see the meter, the dashboard meter down below. This is why I'm slowly working on getting myself to move over to this lane. Always supposed to be in the far left, in the far right lane, or the far left lane, depending on where you're at. That's what you're supposed to do in an American truck or Euro truck. You are supposed to, depending on which side, you're supposed to be on the far left, in the far left or right lane. The only time you should move over to that lane is if somebody's being slow. So I'm actually really thinking I might keep it like this because, you know, it's gonna be one of those things that's gonna be interesting for it, but I don't think I want to really remove that capability. Over, but but your phone won't change its full direction on it. But I just wanted to show you guys that you can do that. I don't. I'm gonna still keep off the infotainment system, but I am gonna turn that on. For it. But I am going to come over here. I always like to be at 80% on everything on the infotainment system. So I turned off the infotainment one because I don't need it. If you're on PC, it's F6. For it. But then if you click on, but I don't have it bound to anything on a controller. Because the thing I do have bound is to access the music player. And that's pretty much basically what I have available to us. If I could, I need to figure out some way to. I wish that they could figure out a way that we could, like, when you have a player. I know this is a thing that I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But I think they should have it be per profile, that you have music set per profile. You can have it set up to select that. Available. But this one should be capable of being allowed to. Thanks Alex Fretz for actually becoming a follower. I need, that's why I need to have that thing where it just gives me the note, gives me a sound, and just says, hey, thanks for the follow. I have been thinking that just having the sound come up through, because Stream Elements is one of those things that, I really do have a problem with. I have a problem with Stream Elements being available away from that use, and I don't like Stream Elements right now because of the way that I have to disconnect and then reconnect, and it still doesn't even work. Like, half the time when I disconnect and reconnect the bot, it does not fix shit. So I just basically gave up, and went over to StreamerBot. And StreamerBot's I don't have set up, but I do have it better. I think StreamerBot is better than Stream Elements, but I still have Stream Elements available in case it ever decides to come back. I could go back to Streamlabs, but Streamlabs is not what I want to be utilizing. I don't want to I want to use open source projects as much as I can. I'm not going to be perfect at it. I'm not using open source I'm not using an open source project for my streaming. I am just mostly try to use open source as much as I can, because as much as I can. I don't say that I'm not using everything open source. I don't use my phone. My phone's not open source. I don't use things in regard. So, I don't really necessarily like picking and doing things that are not open source and not doing things. But to be honest, I don't pick. I don't pick based on X, Y, or Z. I don't. You know what? I feel not wanting to utilize that, because even though it says that it is protected, I'm still gonna, I think we'll just go back. Right now I don't have anything. I will try to get one where, where I need to figure out a way to get, go back to using Panda Beats, using non-anime, non-synthwave, because I'm going to use the synthwave section for Panda Beats through, Japan. I mean through America, and then I use Eurotruck, not Eurotruck, but then I use a Japan anime Japanese kind of music for Japan, and not because of that. It just feels like it's more immersive, feeling like, you know, that yeah, I could probably listen to anything I wanted to. Well, it's 61 hours and 11 minutes to get there, so if I really wanted to and I needed to rest, I could. So parking is coming, parking, food. They could get away to accessing, like, you can get food, like your hunger. Like, I think they can make this a little bit more immersive. I know that you can't get out of your vehicle, but I think you could still, go and be able to get food. So, we do got parking coming. That's a good thing, though. One thing we will do is we will gather some gas. Now we have to mandatory for 6 hours. Okay, so press the following key to rest. Okay, so mandatory break. I could rest 9 hours. But it's going to, let's just do 10. Mandatory, like we have to make mandatory breaks. Mandatory. Oh, I don't mind. Mandatory breaks is something I always thought that we should have had that in here. Like I never. I never pick Europe as a place of going through and just actively driving. I don't like driving at night. It's the one thing I don't like doing is I don't like driving at night. But it has to be done, it has to be done. But I think the couple other things that I will tell you, personally, if you are running an older computer, there is this new thing I'm gonna tell you about the Steam machine. I will tell you like if you want to build a Steam machine, you want to build a dedicated Steam machine for yourself, go check out Jay's video, personally. Like literally, Jay's video literally is the cost of a 2 terabyte Steam machine. Now it does not come with a controller, but if you already are somebody that is a console player, you already are a PlayStation owner, you own a PlayStation, you own a Xbox, or you own these things, you will already have a controller built in anyway. And I would still would recommend that you do not buy the Steam machine for what it's worth. I'm gonna say, like, if you're somebody that does not play like modern titles, then I would say, okay, go for the Steam machine. But if you are somebody that wants it just to have it, go for it. But what I'm telling you is that there is a better machine out there that can, and you could probably upgrade that 1 terabyte drive. You could probably get a 2 terabyte drive for it, and you would probably have much more capable situation. If you are somebody like me, the thing is building that, you will be able to at least have a little bit better experience. You will also be able to have upgradable hardware. If you are right now looking and getting into computers, go out and build it. You can do that. You will have much more available to you than just sitting there and, you know, of course, all of this, I went and followed Jay's complete video and priced it out using non-Micro Center availability. You can do it, but I would, you can build at 14, it's $1,417, I think, or $1,427, I think. It's like $1,427 or something. And if you follow his his current build, follow his second, add up to it, and change out the cooler, and you'll get better performance. You just wanna now, of course, if you wanna follow his build, but then build it in a regular case, you can do the same thing. Just change out the SFX motherboard, and you will probably get the same build quality, same components. It might be a little bit different, but that's you can still do it. It's if you're looking for a PC silent PC thing, you can do it. But there are a lot of things you can still do with the Steam machine. With the Steam machine, that is not necessarily. No, 90. Thank you. That you can still get something better, and I will probably say it's better because in any way, shape, or form, yeah, you're gonna lose a terabyte of storage, but a terabyte of storage. Like, if you're like me, like, I only have a terabyte of storage on my computer right now. I only have a terabyte. I don't install, like, I don't have a lot of games that I installed on this. I would love to have a 2 terabyte storage right now. I would love to get a new 2 terabyte, but I don't have the importance of funds for it right now. If it were me, I would at least minimally, I would recommend a 2 terabyte drive is your minimum recommended. But if you cannot afford a 2 terabyte, going for that 1 terabyte is fine. I forgot that you have to. I'm so used to having the ETC that I can just go through. And I got a cargo damage. Freak. You know what? I can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We will be fine. We'll get as far as we can today. And it takes forever for this thing to load in. That's why next time I won't do it. So, anyway, I had a notification on my phone for but there is this thing that when you look at going through the Steam machine and looking at what it is, it's worth it. I would say if you're somebody that is an active Valve enjoyer, like you love Valve, like you are somebody that actively will pick up Valve and say it's great, fantastic, you do great. I will tell you, like, if you're somebody that doesn't care about graphics as much as somebody else, then go for it. I'm not saying no, you can't do it, but if you also have a computer already, there's two things you could do. Is instead go install the Steam OS. Like I didn't even think that Jay should have installed the Steam OS. Like a true representation of that. You can install Bazite, of course, but you can also install Steam OS. If you are somebody that likes Steam OS and wants to use it, go for it. You can install Steam OS and be happy. It's an Arch-based version, which I know a lot of people in the community don't like Arch or say that you can't use. You can use whatever you want. Okay, you can use whatever Linux distribution you want. You can use it however you feel like it. I only picked Bazite because it was just simple and easy, and I didn't have to really do much of anything. I go and use the Bazaar, and that's it. Okay. And they tell you to use it at the rightmost lane, but you don't always have to follow that rule. But yeah, it's like the Steam machine. Like, to be honest, for me, I would probably say it's not the greatest thing, but but I would say like if you are wanting to support it, go for it. If you have the funds and you already have a big huge computer already, go for it. Have it as a secondary computer. Utilize it for secondary stuff. Use it for as a console to show that you really do support Valve. I know that they had to spend $1,400 for it, but I don't think Valve should have really came up with the Cube. I really think what Valve should have done is followed and utilized the current hardware and used what basically the method that I told you about to go and follow. They should have followed that regard and made a 1 terabyte like a PlayStation. Would have made so much more sense, but But there is always that thing that you look at what's going on and what's being set up and what's available to you, is that the more that you set up and the more that you look at things, go and study before you make your own informed decision about buying a computer. Okay, if you want that 2 terabyte and you're willing to spend a little bit more, and you have the thing, I would recommend it. I would highly recommend that you follow and look at Jay's video. And follow Jay's video. Don't go out and just not follow some other people out there that can create a better Steam machine. And of course, if you follow Jay's video, you can get better content. And of course, if you wanted to get that, build it for it, but then start taking the initiative of taking the hardware, the GPU and the CPU, and change it into a regular computer down the line, because down the line, or you want to change cases, or you want to do something, you can change. If you wanted to go with the 9060 XT and buy the card now, and then go and get a and then upgrade the CPU to a 7700X, or like I went in and I built a computer that was slightly a little bit more for $2,000, slightly better for $2,000. For close to 2,000. Like it all it did was just change out the CPU to 7700X, building in a core height computer that basically I wanted 32 gigs. I could go down to 16 and still be able to utilize the system. And then at some point down the line, if you need to get 32, I would recommend 32 when the RAM decides to go down somewhat. You know, right now, building a $100 DDR5 at the time, if you built this a year ago, why did I just suddenly crash? Every time I will randomly crash. I don't do this in Project Japan. I've never had a single random crash. It does this when I have more mods. It does this every time. Like if I have a lot of mods, it just does not want to work well within Linux. I hate that we get those. Get that problem. Let's just click continue career and see what happens. But I hate when we get crashes. But if we continue to drop, then it means I have to go and check the thing. we drop out again today, then I'll check the mod locations and stuff. Should be all in the right spot, but that's why I've been thinking about just dropping everything and just going with pro mods. Because for reasons. But hey, it's like if you're going to modify this, like this game runs without modifications. You can run the game fine. I have no issues. I had zero issues in Japan. Yeah, somewhere along the line, if we are dropping, we just need to reorder the mods. Check. And I know that we are dropped right here, on the E60. Um, 8ers, I need 1.6, need the International Classic. Import, downloads. Now, of course, I need to check, because I think I need to check one thing before we do any of these. Let me change career real quick. I don't know, I am not utilizing, actually I changed. I'm gonna do this. I did go in, I'm gonna change, let me check, hold on. Yeah, I don't utilize, gonna change the career. I'm gonna change a couple things out. Let me go, select you, mods, I'm gonna change this one out. For it. Okay. Just for that. Then I need to go and make sure that it's the full maps. Okay, small head mirrors. Okay, then Fairy Killer. Ultimate map combo. Promods fix. Swedish islands. Bulgaria. Donbass fix. Slovoko. Poland. Rebuilding now. Did any of these get updated since July 10th? None. Poland. DF map models assets. Balkans, Cold North, SFG, Denmark. Medmap, Italy, Medmap, Italy, Project Italy. Ah, okay, so the Italy map project should probably go before the... No, that's right. Okay, so then did I do it right? Yeah. Add-ons. Because it's where it's Italy, so then Medmap, Portugal, Ireland, Viva Malta, Java Road Revolution, Red Sea Map, promotes the Great Steppe, Beyond Fix, Promods Mega Reb Fix, Promods Europe DEF, Map Assets Models, Middle East, oh. Okay, no, DEF and then assets, then the promods, which should go with map, definition map, models package 1, 2, 3, media, DLC, RL, then DEF and map, and map assets. I did remove that thing here. Because hold on, we're not gonna set it up like this. I need to go change real quick one last time. It's brutal, better raindrop, realistic weather, better raindrops, realistic rain and weather and sounds. Realistic weather, realistic rain, better realistic weather system. Okay. I just needed to make sure that that we follow that setup. And it's in the wrong one. Yes, exit the mod manager. Change career over. The sick weather. Better raindrops. Lighting and shadow effects. For right now. Just to see if it's the brutal graphics setup. Realistic rain, water, and thunder sounds. That's the only other one that I need to do, and it needs to go above the menu music, so I think it's just a lot of it I think it's a lot of it has to do with it. Okay. Let me go back up here. I don't think I did this right. World map customization. Okay. Background map, loading screens, loading screen. Okay, so sounds. So world map customization. That needs to be up above. Up above. And I'm going to try this and see if this fixes any of our issues. Okay. And we'll see if this fixes our issue. If it does not, because I switched to different, I switched from the brutal graphics. I tried using that one. That one. And we'll see if anything changes. It could be that just all of this does not work with the mod selection, and that's probably why. But I don't want to restart every time a new mod update comes out. That's the problem. And that's the problem I have with this. And but I did remove it because I don't think we need the brutal graphics to begin with. We just follow the same thing that we used in Japan and just follow it over here and see if that fixes anything. Because remember, we haven't broken yet, but this is where we will where we do crash. Right here is where we crash, and there's nothing that I can do within it. The only other thing that I can do is just not play in Europe, because Europe breaks. And this is kind of why I may have broken it because of that. And things do happen where it could be that I just have to reinstall pro mods, because pro mods sometimes will just literally crap out. And that's where it mainly could be, is that the pro mods might have to get re-downloaded. So I'm just gonna leave it there for today. If anything changes, it's just gonna be the pro mod section right now for this. So I'm gonna leave it there. But I will tell you a couple of that mainly the biggest thing is just the Steam Machine is out. I would recommend that you do look at other reviews and things for it, and paying attention to that. Am I missing anything else through my anything else? Yeah, there was also a good thing. If you are somebody that's there that the flock cameras might not be around, but they could be easily taken away, because the Supreme Court basically did something, I don't remember, but you guys can go look it up. I believe they made a ruling about that a geofencing, that in order to do it you have to go through and get a warrant for it through the Fourth Amendment. So that's probably a good thing. But anyway, we will catch you guys in the next stream. Hopefully tomorrow we can finish this job up. But anyway, we'll catch you guys.